Once upon a time, there were two stepsisters, Kajini and Katini. They were friendly and very close to each other. The stepmother mistreated Katini. She made her do all the domestic works, ordering her to carry firewood from their woodlands, fetch water from the spring, feed the pigs and chickens, wash dishes and clothes. Katini was not allowed to relax. Most of the time, she does all the work, while Kajini was allowed to go out with her friends. The Chituni festival of paddy harvest was being celebrated, and it was the last day. On this day, people climbed the Foki mountain to conduct various sports and games and singing competition among different age groups. Everyone waited excitingly to join the traditional activities. Young girls packed their food such as rice and meat in banana leaves, fill up rice beer in the dry gourds, and carry their bamboo baskets. Kachini, go with your friends to the Chituni feast. Hurry up, said the mother to her dear child. The mother gave Kachini the best traditional sarong and necklaces to wear, but she denied permission to Katini and told her that she could go only after completing all the household works. Katini was saddened. Tears ran down her cheeks. As she did the domestic works, after completing the work, she asked her stepmother the permission. "May I go now, mother? I have completed all the work," she said. "If you have completed all the work, you may go," replied her stepmother. Katini was not given any traditional sarong or ornaments. She set out all alone, draping an old traditional sarong. She went towards their woodland to cut woods, because it was too late to catch up with her friends. They would have already finished their festivities, and it was already time for returning to the village. She decided to load her basket with the wood and wait for the groups to return so that she will join them and take part in the bonfire in the evening. Before the bonfire, there was a competition as to whose wood arrangement was the best. So the young girls request the young boys to help them cut the best wood and arrange it in their bamboo baskets. As soon as Katini reached their woodland, she began cutting the wood hurriedly. "Who is in my woodland cutting wood without my permission?" shouted a voice. Katini recognized the voice as her father's. He was just passing by, and he heard the sound of falling of trees. "It is me, Katini, father," she replied. She told him how she was late in joining her friends, so she thought of the plan. Her father was saddened to hear about the discrimination meted out to her, but there was nothing he could do. He suffered in silence because his wife was wicked. He consoled Katini and arranged the wood for her in the bamboo basket. Then she waited for the people to return back from the mountain and joined them from halfway. It was a tradition for a young man to arrange the firewoods to be carried by the young girls while descending from the mountain. In the evening, the competition was held to choose the best firewood arrangement. "Whose basket is this?" asked the judges. "It is Katini's basket," replied her friends. Katini won the award for the best wood arrangement. Kajini told her mother about the good news, but her mother gave a negative reply. "The orphan who wear clothes woven out of wild jude's plant do not deserve such a prize," said the stepmother. Again, for the best attires competition, people voted her attires to be the best. When the girls were ready to go to the dormitory, the mother packed good food and best quality rice beer for Kachini, whereas she packed bones and cow dung in Katini's tiffin and filled her gourd with rotten rice beer. When Katini opened her tiffin, she was shocked to see her food and she started to cry. Kachini knew the reason for it and suddenly threw away the dirt and replaced Katini's tiffin with her fresh food. Before daybreak, Katini wanted to run away and stay with her aunt, who was married to a person from an Angami village. Katini got up early in the morning the next day. She woke up her friends. "I am leaving for my aunt's house," she said to her friends. "Wake up, Kajini, my dear sister, wake up," said Katini to Kajini, but Kajini was still sleeping. She sprinkled water on her face, but she did not wake up. Some hot coals were left at the fireplace when they made fire the previous evening. Katini took the coals and placed it in her sister's hand, but she did not wake up. Failing to wake her up from a deep sleep, she left them and started to run as fast as she could towards her aunt's village. Just then, Kajini woke up, and after she heard the story from her friends, she began to run after Katini. She could still see her from a distance. "Katini, Katini, wait for me," she called out to Katini, tears rolling down her eyes. "No, my dear sister, go back." "You can't come with me," shouted Katini. She reached a river which was filled with roaring waters. She requested the river to help her across it and reach on the other side. As there was no bridge, the river allowed her to cross. Before she crossed the river, she placed her necklace on a stick for her sister. Both of them bade farewell, each standing on the opposite side of the river. Katini reached her aunt's house and stayed there permanently. As time passed by, she helped her aunt in domestic works. She was happy that she took a good decision. One day, while she was grinding paddy, a young man came to fetch burning fire charcoals from their fireplace in order to start fire in their house. He noticed her and fell in love with her at the first sight. He came to fetch fire 7 times, saying that the fire died down by itself, whereas he doused the charcoals by himself. He said that he was not able to start a fire. However, it was an excuse to see her. They liked each other in their first meeting, and they eventually got married. They became prosperous and wealthy, and they had many cows. One day, Katini sent a message to her father to visit her. He accepted the invitation and walked a long distance on foot to her village. When he reached her house, Katini treated him warmly. He spent a few days there, and when he was about to return back to his village, she gifted him a beautiful shawl, a jar of fine rice beer, and asked her father to select a cow as her gift. He chose a healthy cow and started walking back to his village. As the cow stopped every time and urinated, she gave birth to a calf. By the time the father reached the village, he had a herd of cows. His wife recognized him from a distance. She was carrying an earthen pot filled with water. She was delighted to see the cows, and she ran forward to receive and welcome her husband. She slipped on the cow dung and broke her back.